Hey people, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. I am Authentic Epic Boom. I hope you all are doing good. I'm doing good. Hope you all are doing really, really cool. I want to talk about the movie, or I should say, the series on Netflix called When They See Us. You know, I took my time to assess when I should see it because it bothers me. The title bothers me. The trailer bothers me, and it's one of those things where, you know, you want to get emotional, but it made me angry. Look, the value that people have for African Americans is really low when it comes to, of course, racism. And sorry, when it comes to racism, we go through it all the time. And it's just the way that they think about our black men. It makes me cry. It makes me sad. It makes me enraged. It bothers my soul. I have a brother who is 2 years younger than me, and I worry about him. Every man that watches this channel, hello. Whether I know you or not, I'm praying for you. You know, I think about every time my brother gets in the car, I'm like, okay, please don't be texting and driving. You know, that type of thing or whatnot. It's emotional, it's messed up, it's racist, it's insulting. I couldn't fathom how the different emotions was coming out of me regarding this movie, and I took my time to watch it because I knew it was going to trigger me, and it's probably triggering you. And every time I meet a man and I talk to him, especially when it's African American, okay, I say a prayer for him, whether he know where to walk or not, while he's walking away. I pray to see you again, and if I never do, I pray that your life be okay and you're covered and protected. I want that for everybody. You know, it just goes to show how somebody is willing to pin something on you because of your race. And if you're not of African descent, if you're not someone who deals with that on a regular basis, you're not a minority, you might not go through that all the time. Or a lot. I know I go through it. I can say hi to a woman in an elevator and press the button to the floor I'm going to, and I've had women reach their purse, look at them, I'm gonna scare them, or they're, you know what I'm saying, they're petrified for their life, and they'll move back to the left side of the elevator away from me just because of who I am. And because I have this, and I'm proud to have this. I'm proud to be African American. I think we're some of the most special and down to earth and quality and brilliant people that can dance our asses off. We have rhythm, we have nothing else. We're just so charismatic, we're creative, and we're special. And if you get offended by this because you're not of this race, then so be it. Keep being offended, because I love who I am. I love being African American. I can never be anything that my parents did not put together, get married, and make. I can only be that. I can only be me. And I'm proud of my race, but what I'm not proud of is the things that we're being put into, the racist situations that people put us into, the people that disvalue us, the people that, you know, are inferior of us, the people that, like the prosecutor, and when they see us, she decides to I can't even see who's in here, hold on y'all, she decides to in Starbucks, she decides to blame these young men for something they didn't do because it was a woman who was raped in the park. I don't want to ruin it for you. Why can't I see who the hell is in here? Hold on, y'all. Live chat. Okay. Anyways, there's two people in here. Hello, I can't see you. And 2 thumbs up. Why can't I see what y'all saying? It bothers me. It will forever bother me. It bothers my soul that you can't go somewhere without somebody trying to pin something on you, trying to call something racist, trying to put you in jail, just try to lock us up, or just destroy our lives. And these were young men, young teenage boys that was just trying to have fun. They didn't have anything to do with anything. And I don't remember in this docu-series of them testing anything to make sure that the guy's DNA wasn't in our system. They just assumed, since they were there, that they did it. Couldn't have been nobody else do it. And it's interesting how the person that came out and did it was already in jail and started feeling bad. So they wind up getting a nice settlement, but their lives are gone. These were teenagers that are now grown men that had to deal with the fact that their mom's not coming around, had to deal with the fact of getting beat up or stabbed and shanked all the time. I'm not trying to ruin the movie for you. It's just I was emotional on so many levels. It still makes me mad. I took my time to see this because it triggered me, and just I hate seeing stuff like that. It makes me feel sad for our people. We're beautiful people, and we exist too. Black Lives Matter. Be offended, you know, I mean, be very offended. If anybody in my comments say all lives matter, I'm cussing you the fuck out. If you don't get the point of what Black Lives Matter because you're not African American, you don't go through stuff like we go through stuff, and you don't understand the levels we go through, then you have shit to say. I've had sometimes people in my comments trying to tell me something. I'm like, you're not black, so you don't understand, so shut the fuck up. Point blank and the period. Put some T's on that, okay? It's just sad how much ignorance is out here. Some people say, oh, you know, especially, I just one girl said, racism doesn't exist. Why? Because you're white, you feel like it doesn't exist. Racism is all over. It exists. It's here every day. It's in your face, and it's not going anywhere. It's very, very sad. That is still a problem. Some places are worse than others, but it is what it is. But this movie is invigorating. It's suspenseful. It's touching. It's emotionally bound. It's engaging. It's beautiful, but it's also very sad. And it's the realism of what we go through and the hurt and the pain as African American, especially our men. Like I said, I work with my brother. I pray for everybody on this channel, you know, that watches, and you know, or I don't know you or not. I pray for people whether I know you or not, could be passing by you in a car on the street, and I'll start praying. Like I pray that their lives is protected, they get home safely, because we have the injustice of the police officer. We have a lot of injustice of a lot of different things going on, and they want to pin stuff on us, lie on us. And this prosecutor went on to make books and money off of the fact that she enslaved men that were not supposed to be in jail. They didn't do their job. They came up, they coerced them, they didn't feed them, and they basically tried to feed them lies. Young kids that were innocent had to grow up and be men in jail. They had to learn hard lessons that they shouldn't even have to learn because of this prosecutor and other people that she worked with that allowed this to happen. She's getting a lot of backlash right now. She should. It hurt me to my soul, and I think it should be watched. It just took me a minute because, like I said, I knew I was going to be triggered, and it was very in your face, live, and incredibly hurtful, emotional, earth-shattering. And it makes me sad as hell. It hurts. This is happening to our people. It hurts that it's continuously happening, and racism is not going anywhere. Hear me. Racism is not going anywhere. That's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all have a good night. Have a good night.